Okay, Bueller, there we go. I know that now the problem is that the camera isn't in focus. I do not know how to fix that. Give me a second. Camera, camera, camera. Yeah, I don't know why my camera decided to very suddenly just go out of focus for no reason, and I don't know how to make it stop. Give me a second. Hi, Mojo. Hi, everybody. Yeah, IT special off and on again. I might have to actually. I don't think that means I have to restart stream, but I do have to figure out where my camera is plugged in order to like actually unplug it successfully and replug it without fucking everything else up. So give me a second. Um, Let me check the wire and make sure I don't pull the wrong one. Okay. Um, the screen's gonna go weird for a second. Nobody freak out. We're good. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I hope the day was restful and productive, everybody. It was for me, very certainly. There will be a point at which I can talk about why publicly. If you're in the Gilded, you already know why. For anybody else that's not there, I cannot tell you. For anybody who wants to find out, I am not currently taking new applications into the Gilded because it's going to be shutting down in December anyway, and it is very likely that we're moving back to Discord. So once November streams start, y'all can probably expect that the old Gilded command will be replaced with a Discord command instead. We are not currently playing Tales of Vesperia. Please ignore that message, and also ignore that one. Like that, like joining the Gilded now. We'll still be using it until we leave, but like realistically, the intention is that probably sometime in November we'll do the switch. The switchover will happen, and while the Gilded will not be shut down, because I need to still be able to like back up stuff from it. After November, like probably starting from November-ish, sometime in there, we're not going to be using it. The place that I primarily had tapped as a backup is probably not going to be ready in time, unfortunately. So let me just hibernate my work on that thing for the time being. I'm not going to keep y'all waiting. We've been waiting long enough. We all know what we're here for. Let's be about that life. Is the other corner of my room showing through here? No, it's just Aruto's other side. Okay, perfect. Okay. Y'all already know what you're here for. Let's get to it. I'm here to watch a cute guy play a hot lady beating people up. Alright. Oh, right. I need to go post the go lives everywhere else. Hold on a second. I completely forgot. Let me go do that real quick so that people know what's going on and that I'm alive. That's important. And then where is my... Where is... Come on, brain. Alright. Apparently I'm off of blood today. Yeah. That giggle just made... yeah. Shit. Alright. Well, let's get going because y'all are trying to kill me. I do wish, probably knowing my luck, Crimson Viper's theme is on like the premium side of the current pass or something, which I only in the most loving way. Yeah, Viper. Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Game windows, game capture. We need this one. Okay, cool. Street Fighter 6. I share the tone of voice of someone who is exactly. Hey, yeah. Yes. Alright. So, I've done already a little bit of prep work with Crimson Viper just to kind of like get my feet under me and sort of figure out what I'm doing. That ease of use thing is not a joke. It is entirely hilarious that both of the new characters I have picked up recently have literally the same type, effective range, and ease of use rating. I feel like somehow I am being laughed at in this particular moment. So yeah, obviously the game's calling you out. It knows what you are. Yeah, but then you have Cammy, who is like very different in all those ratings, and her ease of use is easy. So who knows? But okay, Crimson Viper. I'm not going to say a lot necessarily about like, oh, what is her archetype yet, because realistically, being completely honest, I was not a Viper player. I was not a Viper player back in the day. I wasn't. I'm just going to be upfront about that. I'm not going to lie. I was not a Viper player back in the day. That was not the vibe for me. So I cannot say for sure that I know exactly what her archetype is, but I can talk about the way that her moves work. So in a very general sense, yeah, mid-range is pretty accurate because Viper does have a pretty good selection of buttons overall in terms of reach and range. She's not super constrained to like close range, and like she has nice pokes with her standing and crouching medium kicks. And even like her standing and crouching light kicks are also, and her light punches and stuff are also very good. We talked a little bit about how her moveset broke down more generally, but let's go over her command normals and stuff like that too. So aside from this stuff, she has an overhead, so 6 MP. Nice little overhead that also happens to be a low crush because, you know, she does a little jump into the air. I don't remember if Elena's overhead is a low crush or not, but, you know, if somebody's trying to, like, do, like, a wake-up jab or something and they're crouching, or they do, like, a crouching light kick or something, hop over that if you time it right and just kind of, like, pop them. From the week I tried to play Viper in 2012, and of all the characters I ran into at SF4 locals when I went back in the day, Viper was the character you picked. Yeah, pretty much. Viper is, in Street Fighter 4, very execution heavy. Yeah. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant, and not the other one. But, yeah, Viper has traditionally been a very execution heavy character. I have not lab monstered her like that, so I don't know for sure, but there are some aspects of her gameplay that are still very much in that vein. Yes. So aside from her overhead with 6 MP, you also have 6 HK. Without a counter hit, you can get standing medium punch. I think, yeah, you can get either standing or crouching medium punch if you time it correctly. Which then lets you do Thunder Knuckle, so on and so forth. I should check the counter hit properties of this at some point. I don't know them for sure. And then the last thing, which I am counting as like a command move, even though it's not like an attack, is high jump. So, it costs 1 drive gauge unless you are in her install state after Super R1. But if you just do down up, you have to basically tap down before you do an up input, and you like actually have to actually tap it. So if you're not getting it, make sure that you're very deliberate with the down motion before you do up. It does not work when you're jumping backwards. You can only do her high jump as a neutral jump or a forward jump. If you're not careful, if you're getting her forward jump a lot when you're trying to do high jump, you have to make sure that you actually like hit the down for, like, here it feels like 4 frames is about the right amount of time to actually get it to come out. So just make sure that you're deliberate with the input. Or if you're like me and you play KOF and you don't really care, you can do it the way that you could do like sloppy high jump, like hyper hop inputs in KOF, where you just do a tiger knee without pressing a button, and that will essentially make sure that you get enough contact time to get it. So, the thing that I did find out while playing this that does make the execution of certain things a little easier. So usually, right, and we'll talk more about this in depth in a minute, but like if you're trying to do stuff like high jump, cancel, burning kick, literally all you have to do is just do a tiger knee burning kick, and if you do it correctly, if you do a tiger knee burning kick and you do the input correctly, you will pretty much always get high jump burning kick. You'll be able to tell the difference because normal burning kick, Viper, especially depending on which version you use, her height her height is always the same with that one, and it's a little bit higher up than, and the motion is a little different. If you do tiger knee burning kick correctly, then you get that. And usually the other way that you can tell is either you're looking at her drive gauge to see if you got it. If you do the input a little slower, you do still get tiger knee burning kick, but without spending it. If you do it quickly though, if you do it quickly and with the correct timing on the button press. So this is, let me phrase it like this. Generally speaking, if you're trying to do that tiger knee burning kick and you're trying to get like a high jump cancel, you have to press, generally speaking, you have to press the execution button that you're doing quickly. If you tiger knee it but press the button late, then you still get the tiger knee burning kick, but if you press the button late, what winds up happening is that you don't spend the high jump. So essentially speaking, the height that you get it at is dependent on when you press the button. Execution. Lol. Anyway. So the reason why Tiger Knee Burning Kick will result in the high jump cancel if you do it quickly enough is because, again, if you do a Tiger Knee input, so quarter circle forward, if you do a quarter circle forward and then end without pressing an end on like up forward or up, then that is enough time for the game to process that you are intending to do a high jump input. So if you try to do like so yeah, it's basically one of those things where depending on how fast or how slow you press the input when you're doing the Tiger Knee Burning Kick, that determines whether or not you get the high jump cancel, if you buffer the input. But that's a whole other can of worms. Let's not get too deep into that. As the guide pointed out, you can high jump cancel after any of Viper's normals except for her crouching heavy kick. And let me phrase that carefully. Any cancelable normal that Viper has, you can cancel into I need to turn that off. I thought we're not playing Tales of Vesperia right now, and I forgot to turn that off. Let me go do that. So any normal that Viper can cancel, whether it's into a special move or a super move, can be canceled into a high jump. And as y'all saw, I managed to do it once or twice there. If you are able to then correctly do the Tiger Knee input while doing that, you can get things like a cross-up burning kick when you're at the right distance from people. But you have to be like proper with your. Remember what I said before about like how, depending on when you press it, right? It determines that. So thankfully, the buffer is a little bit more gracious in this game than it is in Street Fighter 4. So now that I'm like slowing down and cleaning up my inputs some, you can see that it's not as difficult as it would have been in that game to do this sort of thing. So yeah, any normal that Viper can cancel, whether it's special cancelable or super cancelable, can be comboed or it can be canceled into high jump, except for like obviously her sweep, and you can't with her forward heavy, with her 6HK, can't do it, and you can't out of overhead. But as you can see, neither of those moves are canceled at all, neither is sweep, so that's why she can't. So with all that, let's talk about special moves. Quarter circle back punch, her 214P series is Thunder Knuckle. Light and medium are both despite the fact that it looks like the light version should hit low, it does not. You can block it standing. Notice how it says attack type high here, but when I do this, it's attack type low. If you see attack type high in this game, it means that you can block it either standing or crouching. Attack type low has to be blocked crouching. Overhead jump in has to be blocked standing. So, Thunder Knuckle light, medium, heavy. The main thing about Light Thunder Knuckle is that it does move further. It has slightly more startup time, but it does move further. So if you're trying to like poke people's toesies from a little bit farther away, Light Thunder Knuckle is what you want. Medium has slightly less startup. But my understanding is that, let's put on blocking. Yeah. The main thing is that, like, even at the tip of its range, right? Even at the tip of its range, right? Light Thunder Knuckle, for all that it reaches farther, even at the tip of its range, like, you would probably have to get, like, really tight spacing in order to get it to be, like, even on block. Medium Thunder Knuckle doesn't travel as far, but the startup is a little bit faster. So there's certain situations where Medium Thunder Knuckle will combo possibly when Light wouldn't. We'll talk about those in a second. Whereas Heavy Thunder Knuckle is incredibly unsafe. You will eat so much shit if you try to combo into it and it's blocked. You're eating so much shit. But it is basically it is Viper's essentially anti-air answer. I do not know for sure if it has anti-air invul, because that is not marked on the so it's not like a Shoryu, right? Because it does not, well, it's not like old school Shoryuken or even like OD Shoryuken where it's like lol strike invul, right? Viper does not necessarily have, I want to say that to my knowledge, Viper does not have any non-super meter reversals. Right? So if you're trying to get somebody off you, Limit the Coupler is your best bet. Like, so she doesn't have like an OD Shoryu or anything, to my knowledge. I might be wrong, and there may be some frames that I wasn't looking at, but to my knowledge, she does not have anything like OD Shoryu. You're burning super meter if you're trying to get people off you for an invincible reversal. However, it is worth noting that of her Thunder Knuckles, the only one that combos from lights is HP Thunder Knuckle. So, like, if you're trying to do like a light combo, that's what you're looking at. Like, if you try to do light Thunder Knuckle, I meant uppercuts in general, but yeah, proper invisibility, yeah. So yeah, if you're trying to like score hits off of lights, you're doing Heavy Thunder Knuckle. Like it said in her character guide, if you have follow-ups by pressing, usually the input is 2P, though in this case for Thunder Knuckle they want you to commit by doing forward and 2 punches. So regardless of the version of Thunder Knuckle, if you use 2 punches, so yeah, the main difference between the so basically, right, with Light Thunder Knuckle, so the main reason you would want to use Light Thunder Knuckle is that it does have better corner carry at the cost of spacing, while Medium and Heavy Thunder Knuckle will put you right on top of them if you do the follow-ups, right? So like Light Thunder Knuckle follow-up pushes them away a little bit more. Medium Thunder Knuckle follow-up, you're right here. Heavy Thunder Knuckle follow-up, you're also right there, right? So that's essentially the primary reason to pick between one or the other. If you score the hit, the follow-up will allow you to adjust the spacing a little bit and work from there, right? However, all the follow-ups are hella unsafe on block. Don't do them without confirming. Burning Kick. We were talking about this earlier. Burning Kick, the normal grounded version, as you all see, will take Viper different distances depending on which kick button she presses. Even on block, right? Like, with the way that it works, even up close, right? It's only -2 on block. However, the thing to keep in mind is that because Burning Kick has such a long startup, if people are awake, they will pop you the fuck out of it. Which is why it's safe like this, right? If people are awake, they will in fact they'll catch what you're doing and pop you out of it. Treat it like Ken doing Dragon Lash, basically. If you're really predictable with it, people will be able to call out with a DI from a mile away and then punch you in your shit. So you have to be careful about that. You do have, for example, that follow-up. And in most situations where Burning Kick hits, you're gonna want the punch follow-up. Because if you try the kick follow-up, then what winds up happening is, with the kick follow-up, on normal hit, it will whiff, right? On normal hit, it will whiff. And on counter hit, it will also whiff. However, on punish counter, you do actually get that follow-up. So then you may be wondering, well, then what's the point of the kick follow-up at all? I was about to say, it sounds like, yeah, pretty much. Like, if you're doing it too often, somebody will either drive impact you or hit you with like an OD reversal, and you eat shit for it. So you have to be careful about that. However, the thing about Burning Kick is that the kick follow-up is plus on block. So if they block it and then you do the kick follow-up and they if they don't know it and they try to press buttons afterward, you'll punch them in their shit if your button's quick enough. So like you're +2. Keep in mind though that like with all of her special moves that have follow-ups, you do have to burn a drive. You do have to burn a drive meter to do the follow-up. A drive gauge, a drive block. You know what I mean? You're using up one block of the drive gauge to do the follow-ups for the moves that have them, if you do the follow-up. So keep that in mind as you try to do this. Oh right, sorry, something very important I forgot about Thunder Knuckle. The other thing about Thunder Knuckle Oh, that's fucked up. I didn't notice that. Okay, so Thunder Knuckle is one of 2 moves that Viper can feint. So with Thunder Knuckle, if you press any kick button, right, before Thunder Knuckle comes out, you feint it instead. Doesn't matter which Thunder Knuckle. So, provided that you hit with a meaty enough button, and this is the other thing to note about the Thunder Knuckles as well. Depending on which version of Thunder Knuckle you feint, you have different amounts of frame advantage. Especially in combos. So the most bang for your buck is to feint heavy Thunder Knuckle, but that's the trickiest one to do because it has the fastest startup. So, the easiest way to do it is that you don't press the buttons simultaneously. What you do is what we call a piano input. It's a little, you can sort of see it on the little controller that I'm doing here, but basically, when we say piano, I mean that you do like 1, 2 in order. So you notice how when I do it, right, it seems like it's so fast that, like, if you're looking at the input over there, it's almost as if in certain situations I'm almost pressing them simultaneously. That's a piano input. I'm basically just putting in Thunder Knuckle. I'm putting in the faint for Thunder Knuckle, for Heavy Thunder Knuckle, by tapping kick almost as quickly as I can. In this case, I was messing up a little bit because I was pressing kick too early. But basically speaking, so if you're doing feints with Heavy Thunder Knuckle, that is the most aim advantage in terms of like trying to like fake people out. Because you can still feint, like, it doesn't mean that you never feint light or medium, but once people know, oh, this is a range that they might do you know, they might do like a light Thunder Knuckle, try to catch me out here, right? Feint the heavy instead. They swing and then like you duck them in the face like this shit or something, right? So yeah, Thunder Knuckle feints are really integral for like fooling people, so you can like do tick throws and things like that. Very, very helpful for that. We talked about Burning Kick before. Aerial Burning Kick. So Aerial Burning Kick does not have the follow-ups, I don't think. To my understanding, Aerial Burning Kick does not have the follow-ups. We can check that by going to the command list. Yeah. Aerial Burning Kick does not do that. The main difference between the 3 versions is that Light has the most startup, but it also arrests your movement. You can't do it while doing a back jump. The medium and heavy versions will keep your forward momentum. So the light version, no matter how you do it, the light version will always stop your momentum, and you basically just do a falling version of it. Medium and heavy will generally keep your trajectory going. But it's worth noting that heavy aerial burning kick, hang on a second. Yeah. Okay, there we go. That's probably the easiest way to make sure that. Yeah, that's the easiest way to make sure that I don't accidentally get that one. So, yeah. Yeah, never mind the thing I said about, like, oh yeah, depending on when you press it. Never mind what I said about that. I think... possibly, anyway. I think if you try to Tiger Knee it, you're always going to get the jump cancel. You're going to get the high jump cancel version. I don't know. I'm kind of a goofus when it comes to these things. Anyway, the main point, though, of why this matters for Burning Kick is that because of this, right, depending on your spacing in the air, usually medium Burning Kick is usually the best one for the cross-up, as you can see here, because Heavy, I think because of the fact that it starts up as quickly as it does, heavy is a little bit harder to get the cross up with. You have to know your... I think you have to like wait for a little bit later in the jump in order to get it. Medium, you can afford to do it a little bit lighter and make it ambiguous as to what side you're going to cross over. Heavy, you have to time it a little more carefully because it's a little faster. So yeah, even if you don't do like the high jump canceled version, right? You can still have some nasty surprises for people. Okay, I was about to say, how many crossover? Let's say there's no way Viper has like. Okay, so Viper's cross-up buttons are. Oh, that's really fucked up. They put her cross-up buttons on jumping heavy kick and jumping medium kick. Oh, that's messy. That's messy. That was mean. They didn't have to do that. Okay, right. There are two other attacks. Seismic Hammer. So Seismic Hammer, as you can see, strikes at different distances depending on which button you press. Light is like right in front of her. Medium is a little bit farther away, and then heavy is a bit farther away more. We'll go back over the overdrive versions of these moves in a little bit. I really skipped them. That's my fault. You will note, however, hang on. What does orange mean again? Cancel. Oh, how long the projectile is active for. Okay, fair. So yeah, basically the spot. So yeah, it doesn't reach full speed. But when you paint it, it's the same advantage no matter what. The main thing about Burning Hammer, or sorry, not Burning Hammer, sorry, wrong move. About Seismic Hammer is that it does launch or stuff like that. Or even like, or like OD Burning Kick. Right. And I don't think OD Burning Kick does not have follow-ups. Okay, that does work. That's good. Yeah, and that works also. So yeah. Okay, yeah, not cancel at all. That does work, though. That's good. So yeah, the other thing about Seismic Hammer is that you can cancel Seismic Hammer into high jump, which of course means you can do stuff like that. You know, get people fucked up. So yeah, with Seismic Hammer, not only can you feint it, you can also high jump cancel it. Right? You can high jump cancel it, do that kind of stuff, so on and so forth. Viper doesn't have projectiles, but this is basically her way of dealing with characters who do have projectiles. It can also be, if you're careful about how you time it meaty, you can use it to pressure people even when they're knocked away from you. And they're getting up and you've got the fame advantage. If you're at least like plus 24 or some shit, pop them with that. Right? Then they have to wake up into that shit. Right? And sure, right, Viper is like -5 in that situation, but they're all the way over there. The fuck are they gonna do about that? Right? And then the last move I think we're going to cover before we do super moves is and ODs is Focus Force, I think it's called, right? Double Pursuit, Double Burn, Feint, Focus Force. Right. So, Focus Force, for people who play Street Fighter 4, Focus Force is just a fucking focus attack. So, if you don't hold it, so let me see something here. If you just let it rip, that's one. If you charge a little bit, that's a little more damage. So yeah, if you just tap it, see if you just tap it, 1,000 damage, right? If you hold it a little bit, you get a little more damage out of it. If you release it like right before the maximum charge, oh, I think. Yeah, if you release it, I want to say, yeah, I don't know how long the maximum charge is for. I'm not gonna say it out in my mouth because I'll fuck up the timing probably. But if you charge it long enough, you get a stagger, right? And the shield that Viper is putting out in front of her does at least eat one hit. However, much like drive impacts, it does flat out lose to super moves. Super moves break armor in this game, remember that. So any move that has armor in this game, whether it's drive impact or a special move, super moves break it. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Like, you're not, somebody supers you when you're trying to do Focus Force or like any of Zangief's armored attacks, you're eating shit. You're not getting through. You gotta live with it. However, Focus Force, if you hold it or you otherwise like time it correctly, you will be able to bust through people trying to show you the business. Hang on. Second. So yeah, if you don't hold it at all, right, and you just happen to use it as like something like a parry, right, then it is a lot more difficult to just use as a parry, and usually you'll want to hold it at least a little bit. And as you can see, it cannot. It's a regular. It's like a regular focus attack. For people who have not played Street Fighter 4, a regular focus attack, you get like one hit of armor, and that's about it, right? So if a move hits twice, you eat shit when you try to focus force it, because the second hit you'll get sniped by the second hit. So that's an important thing to know. So an important thing to note, basically, is that if you focus force and your focus force is a punish counter, it's a crumple. Well, let me phrase that. I guess it may depend on how much you charged it up, actually. Okay, I think I get it. So basically speaking, if you just do it like quick, right, and you get a punish counter, it will do. If you do like a quick one, then, and it's a punish counter, it does a little more damage. If you've at least charged it a little bit and you get a punish counter, it's a crumple. So yeah, if you charge your focus force a little bit and then you catch an attack with it and you get like a punish counter, it's a crumple. If you do it very quickly without holding it down for very long, if at all, it does more damage on a punish counter, but you know. Nothing significant, right? The other important thing about focus force, though, is that you're not locked into the attack. Much like in Street Fighter 4, where you were able to do a focus attack dash cancel, where you could cancel out of a focus attack by dashing forward. Same thing with focus force. You have to at least hold it for a little bit. Like, you can't just like flash it and then... Never mind. I might be full of shit. Never mind. If you're quick enough, it's... Okay. Or I might have been holding it those times. I don't know. You have to at least hold the input. Yeah, you have to hold the input for at least a little bit in order to actually be able to do it, I think. If it's possible to do it without... Hold it... Okay, that's what it is. I lied. Sorry, I'm learning new things all the time. Essentially speaking, if you intend to cancel focus force as fast as you can, you essentially have to buffer the cancel input almost immediately after you do it. This is... How practical this is up to your discretion. It's like -8, even in like the best situation. So probably not something that you'll be doing very often. But essentially speaking, if you want to cancel it without even pressing it or holding it, you have to basically like buffer the dash well before, like almost immediately after you do the input for it. That's wild. So yeah, Viper is still kind of an execution monster if you're trying to do all the sweaty stuff. Okay, let's talk about ODs. Overdrive, Thunder Knuckle does not have a follow-up, but it is safe on block. And Viper does go farther. So if you're trying to like really push in on somebody and you want to be safe when you do it, where is it? Let's put on block all. OD Thunder Knuckle is -2, right? So, like, that's safe. Lol, I heard that is butter knuckle when I eat popcorn shit out of the bag. Yeah. So, like, OD Thunder Knuckle is basically always safe, right? OD Burning Kick, as y'all saw earlier, actually has, like, a knee strike on it. So, you can use it to actually get a hit off. However, is it safe? -4 basically means that unless you throw like a super out immediately afterward, if somebody presses the 4-frame button and you press a 4-frame button, you die. So it's not like the other versions of Burning Kick where you're like -2 and you're technically speaking still safe unless you... Yeah, like the fastest button in this game is like 4 frames. So, like, unless somebody is like mashing like an ODDP or something, most situations where you do like regular Burning Kick, people are not going to be able to contest that very easily. OD Burning Kick, on the other hand, it's like -4. Technically still safe, but in that realm of you're risking a trade when you do it. So OD Burning Kick is more like, oh, okay, I got like a launch or something. Right? That's the situation where you would want to do it. I did the wrong one anyway. Yeah, so like mostly if you're looking for like quick combo, like you want to like catch somebody like quick like as a combo extension, that's usually what OD Burning Kick is for. Yeah, I want to say, yeah, the air version. Yeah, it looks like the air version of OD Burning Kick basically is very similar. Is very similar to the heavy version, from what I can tell, except possibly more damage. Yeah, slightly more damage. There are probably other aspects to it that I don't know. But it looks like it behaves most like the heavy version of Burning Kick. OD Seismic Hammer. OD Seismic Hammer comes out faster. So it's easier to like get combos out of it, right? Like normally with Seismic Hammer, if you're trying to combo, you gotta hit with like crouching heavy punch. Or if you're really trying to like cook, if you're really trying to cook, you gotta like hit with like, you have to hit with like crouching medium punch into Seismic Hammer from a drive rush even, in order to like really get that to work. OD Hammer don't give a shit. Just like let it rip, right? And that still works also, right? OD hammer you can still cancel and you can still high jump cancel, right? And then of course I wonder. I'm gonna lab one more thing to try to figure it out here. But I doubt it. Yeah, I thought so. I'm like, they probably wouldn't do that. That'd be funny, but they wouldn't do that. Do they have a name? They talking about the designers in this case. I was wondering if like OD Focus Force would be something silly like, oh yeah, it's like red focus attack. But no, OD Focus Force still only blocks, still only auto guard for one hit. But basically the damage is pumped up. The damage is pumped up, but all the other things about it are the same as. Oh, do they have? Oh, ah, ah, ah. Man, my brain is empty, isn't it? My brain is hella empty. No thoughts, gang. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so yeah, cause the TLDR that you missed is that the OD version of Focus Force just does more damage, at least as far as I know. I could probably go look at the Super Combo Wiki for Street Fighter 6 and see that people have probably figured out some other. You know what? Let's see what they have. Crimson Viper Super Combo. We do have to keep in mind though that this is very. This is very new. Yeah, people don't have shit yet. Wait, hang on a second. I jump. Pause. 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 What do they mean comboing consistently even from 2MK high jump? Are you telling me that you can super can? No. No. No way. No fucking way. That's not correct. Because no. No way. They didn't fucking do that. These bastards didn't do that. They didn't do that. Oh, that's so fucked up. These absolute bastards. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. A very important thing about high jump that I did not recognize until right this moment. That is very important to point out. Apparently, you can cancel the startup of high jump into supers. Why does this matter? I want to again stress that all of Viper's normals that have cancel points can be canceled into high jump. Which means that if you... Now granted for like... Well, right, crouching heavy punch is kind of like whatever, as far as that's concerned, I think. Yeah, so, what does this mean? It means that if you have at least one drive gauge, even if you pop with like shit like this, you can in fact just, and you got like one block of drive meter, do the thing. Sounds hard to do consistently, but still. Yeah, it's... The best thing that I can liken it to is Sin having like Kara cancel RTL stuff from Guilty Gear Strive. Where they've nerfed it somewhat, but with Sin, one of the major things in Guilty Gear Strive is that if you... he does it less so a little bit now because they've been nerfing it, but in the old days of Guilty Gear Strive, you could do a thing where you would do Sin's Gazelle Step follow-up to some of his special moves and then cancel the startup of that into a super move, which would let him get like I think you can sort of still do it now even with Beak Driver, but like you can cancel his, if you do essentially the same technique that Viper does here, if you do that with Sin and his dash cancel, you can get like Beak Driver, Kara Gazelle Step into Tyrant Barrel or RTL. You can still do that now, but unlike previously, now in Guilty Gear Strive, if you try to do that, it will cost you the actual 2 stamina that you were hard-coded required to have before. So essentially, Viper doing high jump cancel into super move is the same shit, except the input is harder. Because to get the high jump cancel, well, I think I can maybe still cheat it. It's a little difficult, but I think, yeah. So, wait a minute. Did I just do fucking high jump cancel into Thunder Knuckle feint? Okay, hang on a second. Oh, that's so oh, this is so fucked up. Capcom, this is fucked up. Why did y'all do this? Oh, that's so fucked up. Oh my god. This is so fucked up. What the fuck? Okay, peep game. You cannot cancel her standing heavy punch into Thunder, right? That's not a thing. But if you essentially do the TK input, if you basically do like a backward TK for Thunder Knuckle, right? Oh, that's so fucked up. Yeah, oh, that's so fucked up. You just have to do it. Yeah, because you see how my drive gauge is depleting? You see how my drive gauge is depleting after the standing heavy punch into the super move, right? Or into the special move, right? That means that I'm actually doing high jump cancel into that. So okay, yeah. I get it. So I think the main thing that they did with Viper, it's very subtle. The main thing they did with Viper is very subtle, but this isn't like it is with certain other characters where it's like, oh yeah, I have a move that has like a blue window on it, but I can still like cancel that into a super or whatever, right? If you're gonna do that with Viper, you are literally, the way that they chose to do it was that like, no, you gotta burn drive gauge for that to get a high jump cancel out of it instead. Which is an interesting choice. Let me see if I can demonstrate with somebody who has a blue cancelable move that you would need to, a blue cancelable normal that you need to like, let me see something here. Elena might have one, maybe. Let me go fuck around and see if I can figure it out. So, right. With a lot of characters who have blue... Hey, Shiny. So with characters who have blue normals, right? So we're not talking about stuff like blue flash doing like an OD move or anything, right? If a character has a blue normal, right? You can usually still cancel at least into a super move, right? So if you have a blue normal... But we're doing good, Shiny. How are you? Hopefully well. So yeah, like if you have a character that has like a blue normal, it's usually cancelable into a super, right? Viper does not have that, from what I can tell. From what I can tell, Viper does not have that normal. However, if you are doing high jump cancels, because if you notice, right, you'll notice that I did the... I think so anyway. Yeah, so the trick there is that after I did the punch input, I was already doing the down forward. I was already doing the quarter circle forward, and you'll notice that there was a point at which I did actually do the second one as the high jump cancel, and then I pressed kick. So that's the trick with Viper. So with Viper, the thing that they did was they said, okay, here's the way this works. Because all of Viper's normals can be canceled into high jump, if you have a blue normal and you want to do a super out of it, you gotta do high jump cancel. Okay, I see. Okay, I get it now. Oh, this is going to be nasty. It's going to be a pain in the ass. But I get it now. I understand. Well, kind of. But wait, this means that you can do. Hang on. Yeah, burning kick comes out. Yeah, you gotta churn it really fast for that to come out. Because if you don't do it correctly, it's like... Yeah, now it's easier just to do... It's easier just to do launch, and then... limit decoupler. Okay, yeah. I'm doing good. I bought ZA and have Pokemon ZA, having a lot of fun. I have to ignore the majority of Pokemon fans though, because they're either posting spoilers without wanting or yucking people's yum for enjoying the game. Yep, sounds about right for Pokemon fans. Cat Wizard, I see that you have a question about fight stick inputs. When I have a sec, I will get back to you. Got it. Discord is being cosmophobic, so now I'm empowered. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy that you're enjoying Legends ZA. I'm sorry people are being stinky about it. So yeah, basically with Viper, so far as I can tell, what they have decided to do basically is go, okay, because Viper has high jump on all of her normals and she would be a terror otherwise, the trade for that is that if you have blue normals with her and you're trying to get super cancels out of her blue normals, you better fucking be ready to burn a drive gauge for that. And I think for me personally, I know that there are probably going to be some fighting game old heads out there that disagree with me, and that's fair. You're allowed. I'm not getting into that discussion. I feel like this is a very interesting way of essentially making Viper into like it preserves the spirit of a lot of that micromanaging of an economy of movement with her, because now it's like, right, if I'm just kind of like doing shit willy-nilly and my execution's a little sloppy, I'm gonna wind up getting like high jump cancels and stuff where I don't want them, which will cost me drive gauge, which is then like, oh. And I understand that there will probably be people who get upset about that in terms of like, oh, so if I fuck up my inputs, I'm gonna be starting to get like, I'm going to get high jump cancels where I don't want them, and this is so finicky and blah blah blah, and that's not fair, and it's an execution thing, and it's like, okay, I hear all of that, but the main reason why they've done it like this for Viper, even if you don't like it, my perspective is that the reason why they did it this way is mostly, one, because Viper has kind of been known as like the character who's got that high execution that will like fuck your hands up if you don't take care of them carefully. But also it's to offset the fact that like you can quite literally like with the way that like high jump works, right? With the way that high jump works, anything that Viper touches you with can become like a way for her to either reposition herself and pop you with some bullshit, right? And that's why they made it cost drive gauge. So it's one of those things where my perspective, early as this is, I could be wrong and I could be entirely wrong about this, but my perspective early on is mostly that they did this as such a way as to really hammer home you need to be very deliberate about your inputs with her so that you're not fucking up and burning drive gauge when you don't mean to be, right? It gives her a higher ceiling at the cost of an equally higher floor. Yes, right? And yes, we can have conversations about like accessibility in fighting games and the reason why inputs are the way that I don't like getting into that inputs discourse, because people inevitably go, motion input shouldn't be in fighting games because motion inputs make fighting games inaccessible. And it's like, that's not that's not entirely how this works, and that's a very one-sided way of looking at it. It's more complicated than that. There are reasons why inputs are the way that they are, and it is not necessarily because the input has to be hard. The input is the way that it is, so that you essentially have to make a trade-off between something or another thing. The reason why, as much as people hate the DP input, that Z motion, the SRK, the reason why, as much as people hate it, the reason why it starts with a forward, down, and goes to down, forward, is so that you have to commit to actively foregoing defense in order to actually get the move to come out. Because you can't block if you're just doing forward or down. You gotta do down, you gotta do back or down, right? So the whole point of the DP motion is, especially in the older Street Fighters where like a Shoryu without meter could be just straight up invincible during the startup, the whole point is it's an extremely potent attack for making an offensive strike, but you are foregoing defense for that. And fighting games that choose to not use motion inputs, that is a valid way of doing it. They have to find ways to also force people to commit in the same fashion with those types of inputs. A fighting game where you do not do that winds up, because they're like, we just don't want motion inputs, so we're not going to have any, right? The economy becomes different. You have to think about and design the game very differently if you are going to do no motion inputs. The other thing about motion inputs is that, to a certain degree, they do actually allow you to condense certain amounts of complex actions into things that are relatively more compact, right? As an example, if Street Fighter really felt like it, and to a certain degree, depending on how the variations of special moves are done in certain fighting games, right? If you have just a quarter circle forward and you have 4 attacking buttons, right? That is 4 different special moves that go on that one motion, potentially, right? So quarter circle forward. Well, in this case, Viper doesn't have one. But like, in her case, right, in her case, Thunder Knuckle is 3 distinct attacks that you get out of one motion input, right? If you wanted to have 3 separate versions of Thunder Knuckle and you didn't have motion inputs, you have to then figure out, well, how do we do that? Modern in Street Fighter 6 does answer that by having different attack strengths anyway, right? So when you do the neutral and special button, when you do the special button, and however it is that they do it, let me just go look at the command list and switch it over to modern inputs so we see how the fuck this works. So yeah, like you see, right, with Thunder Dash, so like Focus Force is just the regular special button. Thunder Dash is like, you know, forward special. Burning Kick is back special. But even then, with Knuckled Pursuit and Double Burn, you have to do specific. And this is why, for me personally, I prefer... Right, this is why I prefer... This is why I prefer classic inputs for this game, just because I like, for me, the delineation is easier than rather than having to remember those very specific things, right? Okay, let me answer Catwood's question. If it helps, my question is just about how to do one better. Okay, what input? And I know that you use a hitbox, so this might be a little bit different, but when using an actual lever, is there a trick to doing dash inputs consistently? The main thing holding me back from using my stick is how inconsistent my dash inputs are. With dash inputs, it can be a little tricky, right? the main thing is that if you look at how I do dash inputs, right? Now, naturally, with a dash input, there is going to be a bit of a delay between, like, you see how there's the little N in between my two dash inputs, right? That means that there's a period of time in which the stick is going back to neutral. If you want to start feeling out what a dash input feels like, if you start by doing it slow, right? Bop, bop. You don't dash. Do it a little faster. Bop, bop. You don't dash. Do a little faster. Bop, bop. Don't dash. A little faster. Right? So, like with anything else, the key mostly is that if you're trying to get it to come out, so the other thing to note is that, like, if you're holding it for too long in either direction, you can't then stop and do it again and the dash will come out, right? The second will fail and even worse, it's way slower than on my hitbox. Yeah. So the main trick is that, as far as the lever is concerned, a thing that may be happening is that if you are holding the stick too long in either direction, that may cause it. And if you're doing this and it's like, oh, it's not coming out, it means that the interval between the two inputs is too short, or too long rather. So watch carefully on the left side. Right? I only tapped my dash input for 4 frames and 3 respectively, but I had a 20 frame gap in between the two. It's too long. Right? How wide the window is different between games. For Street Fighter 6, it looks like the minimum gap between your two dash inputs is about 4 frames, it looks like. You can wait a little bit longer than that, it looks like, but for the most part, if you're getting stuck, especially if you're, like, doing it, my main recommendation is mostly that you... This is from a math perspective, so if it doesn't work for you, then I understand. But if you're finding that it's happening to you where you're not getting the input consistently, the thing that you may want to look at is, okay, how long am I holding my inputs for when I'm going back? And how long is the interval in between? I can't physically move my hand that fast that many times in sequence, right? So the key, like with anything else, is that if you're also just trying to, like, you don't, like, you can mash it, but that does wear your hand out, right? So the trick, if you're trying to become more consistent, is really you only need 2, right? Okay, so even Street Fighter is a little bit more lenient than that, right? The minimum gap is 4, but it looks like you can get up to even like 7, as long as your initial hold wasn't too long, right? So in this particular instance, the way that I would recommend practicing backdashes is you speed up to it. Even if it doesn't, to mash to the left, I have to use my right hand because I can't mash left that fast. Right. So the key that I'm going to say here is that it's about speeding up to it. Don't try, like, you can try to do it fast right out the gate, but if you're already having trouble coordinating your hands' muscle memory with that, trying to do it faster is going to give you trouble. So what I recommend that you do is that you sort of gradually speed up to it. Right? And the thing is that as you gradually speed up to it, so you don't want to necessarily hold, right? So the trick mostly, right, is that when I say speed up to it, I mostly mean that you leave the interval, you let the interval be long, right? Slow for fast as you get comfy, exactly. And with the slow ones, you may not always get it when you want it, but the trick is to get your brain, and yeah, with the hitbox it's easier because the buttons are a little more discreet. But the main trick with all of the input stuff is that it's about letting your muscle memory develop, which means that you need to do the inputs slower initially so that your body starts to get the feeling for how it is that it is when it's done correctly. And as you get accuracy, you can speed up. So as an example, even talking about like this Thunder Knuckle stuff, right? Right? Like, realistically, if I want to start practicing like being able to do like super cancels into like I want to do the cancel for Thunder Knuckle into that, right? Really, the best way for me to do it is to do slowly, even if I mess up the input a lot. Right? So even now, right, as an example, I'm going to keep doing this. So what I was doing there, I don't know if y'all could see it, but I was doing the Thunder Knuckle input, and then I was slowly for me. I was then doing the double quarter circle forward for limit decoupler, right? I didn't finish it, but that's fine. It didn't come out here, but that's fine. Because the trick is, as I get more comfortable, right, once my body begins to acclimate to what the input is, it becomes easier to get it to come out. Because the important thing is to actually get the inputs in first. And even here, you can see that I can even do Yeah, the interesting thing is how I can manage to get the input quick enough to get both hits of limit decoupler. I should start practicing on my stick again because my hitbox is tiny and cramped. My fight stick is nice. Move me just slide off my leg. Yeah, it's a muscle memory training thing. Like with many things in fighting games, it mostly just comes down to you gotta train your muscle memory. Just take your time, train your muscle memory. Take your time, train your muscle memory. That's pretty much it. So, also I went to all the trouble to paint the trans colors and it deserves to be used. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I feel that. So, let's talk about Viper's super moves, because I have been skipping those. So, Limit Decoupler is her super arc 1. While Limit Decoupler is in use, all of Viper's follow-ups are free. High jump cancels are also free. And using, even if Limit Decoupler whiffs, right? You can still get it. Right? So, Limit Decoupler is really good. Aside from, like, being able to use it, okay. So, it's just a matter of, like, you just gotta do the shit really fast in order to, like, get both hits out of the jump cancel. Okay, I see. Yeah, you gotta buffer that early to get both hits out of it. I see. But really, like, waiting is also fine. And it's also cheaper. So, unless you're really thirsty for the kill, any situation where you get seismic hammer launch, you might as well just... Any situation where you get the seismic hammer launch, you might as well just buffer the input normally, as opposed to mashing it, and you're fine. Okay, I see. Oh, I know why that's happening. Because if you do it correctly... So the reason why that happens is because a common trick, input trick, fun input trick for people who need it. Let me demonstrate with Ryu. Because I think Ryu is probably the easiest character to demonstrate this with, if I don't fuck it up. Very important input trick for people who need to know it. Let me just make sure that this is the move that I'm picking up. Okay. Where's Shinchoryu? Oh, that's Shin Hashogeki. Shinchoryu is... There we go. So, very important thing. If a move has 2 quarter circle forwards to use, and you're playing a game that has super cancels, right? And you're like, oh, I gotta cancel a DP motion into a double quarter circle forward. That's so hard. Here's the thing. Here's the trick. Little input trick. Because of the way the DP motion works, right? In most modern games, older games, this may not be as true. But a lot of games, like maybe around like Street Fighter 4's era and going forward, maybe it also works like Street Fighter 3 and some of the older ones, but it really depends on the input interpreter. With the way that most input interpreters work, if you do a DP motion, well, sort of. Kind of. It's more like when you do the DP itself, some aspect of it winds up contributing to the way that the double quarter circle forward works. Because when you think about it, a DP is forward, down, down, forward, right? Which means that the 2 last inputs of the DP start to form the other part of the input for the double quarter circle forward. So the trick essentially is you do the DP, do a quarter circle, and if you do a quarter circle forward fast enough, yeah, exactly. That's why I was like other way around. So essentially speaking, right, you can sort of see with how I did it there. Like my Shoryu inputs are fucking gross because I'm not super great at them, right? But you can see that there was a point at which, right? So in there somewhere I had forward, down. See, I did like forward, down, down, forward. At some point I wound up hitting the forward as part of the Shoryuken, and then because I was quick enough on the draw, the quarter circle forward kick counted as the second one, therefore it comes out, right? How that is related to Viper and Limit Decoupler is because it's the same thing with Viper. Same shit for her, quite literally. The main difference is that for Viper, if you actually want Limit Decoupler to come out in time, if you want Limit Decoupler to come out in time after you do that, let's see. I can't do it on purpose now. Fuck it. Most times, Limit Decoupler, you really only need to, like, just link it. It's easier. You don't have to, like, stress yourself then. Like, just link it. It's easier. Yeah, that kind of cancel is pretty much required in King of Fighters. A lot of characters can't get super out otherwise. Yes. So yeah, limit decoupler. Of note, it is strike invo. So you remember how before I said that Viper has no like overdrive reversal moves, which means that if you need to get people off of her, you're using her supers. This is what I mean. The first hit of limit decoupler is relatively low, all things considered. So it's really easy for people, like if people are not reaching in to try to pop you with that, and you try to anti-air them with limit decoupler, if their hitbox is really high up, there's a good chance their hurt box is really high up, there's a good chance that you'll miss. Yeah, that's why I thought KOF was fast when I first tried it, because I was trying to do the input separately, and it wanted me to stack them. Yes. Exactly. Yeah, so with Seismic Hammer, right? Even if you do like OD Seismic Hammer, don't stress yourself. Just buffer the input normally, and then do limit decoupler afterward. Don't try to you don't have to try to get like the high jump cancel version of limit decoupler. Like save that kind of shit for like trying to get it off of like crouching, like save that for like trying to get it off of like standing medium kick or some shit, basically. That's so fucked up. This button reaches this far, and you can probably do that shit off of that action if you hang on. Oh, that's so sweaty. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. If you buffer it correctly off of Viper's fucking poke ass button, you can just fucking pop somebody with like... You can just pop somebody with limit decoupler off of Viper's poking ass button. That's so fucked up, man. Why did y'all do this? This is so fucked up. What? Like, imagine that. Like, you do the kick and then you just casually buffer the shit in the background, and fucking pop people. It's so fucked up. Anyway, so yeah, limit decoupler loses to projectiles still, but you can use it as a proper anti-air to catch people out. Thunder Knuckle is also an anti-air, but I don't know if it actually has anti-air and Volt properties or not. It probably does in order to make up for the fact that, like, you know, she has no reversal attacks that you would use with drive. So limited coupler is that. Shinku Hadoken, my beloved. Yeah, that move is so good. Jesus Christ. Mission complete. So, mission complete is... Mission complete, on the other hand... Hang on. Full invulnerability, right? Alright. And, Hard Luck Bringer, that's what it's called, I think? Hard Luck Rejected, right? So Hard Luck Projector, I think, has a little bit more range. Slightly, anyway, I think. Yeah, so, like, yeah, Hard Luck Projector probably hits from here. Whereas, like, from here... Yeah. So, Hard Luck Projector, between the two of them, has slightly more distance. And has slightly more invul time. But the main reason why in certain circumstances you would want to use Mission Complete is because Mission Complete startup is shorter, which means that there are certain circumstances in which, for all that it is shorter range, it is more likely to hit. And as you see, off of like OD Burning Kick, either of those moves will fucking cook somebody, right? Limited Coupler will not work in that particular sense, unless you get like a really high knockdown. You know. So yeah, that's Viper in a nutshell. She is going to be a very difficult character to play effectively. But things that are useful to know about Viper. Off of her lights, right? Off of her lights, basically your most reliable thing, if you can get like two or three lights off for a hit confirm, is Heavy Thunder Knuckle. That's gonna be your thing, right? Like Heavy Thunder Knuckle off of Viper's lights is how you make your money. However, off of mediums, however, you do have access to your other Thunder Knuckles, right? So, and of note, Viper is maybe one of the few characters in this game who kept what I like to jokingly refer to as the Street Fighter V special, which is being able to meterless link your standing crouching punch into your couch. Blah. Being able to link your medium punches together, standing to crouching. Viper has that. I think Sagat has it. I'm gonna double check real quick so I'm not telling some bullshit. I think Sagat, with how active his standing medium punches, I think he has both, but I forget. For him, it might be counter hit. Yeah, no, for him it's counter hit, but he does have, for example, like this, right? So with Sagat, for example, it's his standing medium punch into his standing light punch, and then you can do like light tiger uppercut or medium tiger uppercut or whatever, right? Viper does not have that, but she does have that, right? Let's see what that looks like on block. Oh! That's why it's so short range. Or at least relatively anyway. That shit's +1. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. I think this is the easiest way to test this. Hang on. Yeah, no. So it's not entirely yeah, that trades. Oh, that's so that's so fucked up. Okay, so frame data 101, right? Generally speaking, right? Whenever you're plus, when we say that something is plus on block, it means that you get to move before your opponent. How much that advantage is determined is different depending on the move. Because Viper's standing medium punch is +1 on block, this means that I get to move 1 frame before the opponent does. Now, if I try to press on with a slower move, like if I try to like do 2 standing medium punches in a row, for example, like no, I'm gonna get my spot lower. It doesn't work like that. If I try with something like standing light kick, in most cases I'll trade. However, if I also throw out a standing light punch, because I'm already moving 1 frame ahead and my standing light punch is already 4 frames, it's like it's 3 frames instead. So I get to do that. And then that opens up its own opportunities. So if I do this correctly anyway. Yeah, so like the fact that they made this shit fucking plus 1 block. That's so nasty. Why did they do that? That's so fucked up. Okay, that's 6 frames. And that's 7 frames. Okay. So crouching medium punch, crouching light punch has slightly more hit stun, so it's better to do this. Oh yeah, and then her crouching medium punch also has slightly... Yeah, that makes sense. So, bam! So yeah, obviously you have to like actually press the button quickly enough. But yeah, that's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. Why did they do that? So yeah, by virtue... Anyway, back to the point I was making. Viper naturally has the ability to do this, though. Like, this link is something that was very common in Street Fighter V for a lot of characters. Like, Cammy, there was a point in time where she could do 2 standing medium punches into, like, a crouching medium kick and still get a hit confirmed. It's fucked up. Let me not get it. But Viper naturally having this, right? I think at the very least, the crouching medium kick wouldn't hit unless the second standing medium punch was a counter hit, I think. I don't remember. I'd have to go boot up Street Fighter V to go see if it's still there now. I don't remember. But yeah, basically, so Viper having what I call the Street Fighter V special essentially means that with her standing medium punch in particular, you can kind of like fish up and do some stuff, right? Her crouching medium punch, though, is also a relatively strong moneymaker because if, for example... Okay, no. So it's not on counter hit, but punish counter. Yeah, like... Like, Viper, if you manage to punish counter with crouching medium punch, yeah, because that's like, yeah, there we go. So yeah, God forbid you also punish counter with 5 MP, because it's like, hang on, That's almost 3,500 damage. Granted, that's a punish counter. So, like, you gotta really, like, put somebody in their shit for that. Mind you. But, like... that's 6. Yeah. So, like... But you get punish counters off of things like DPs, for example. So, like, Terry does something like OD Rising Tackle, I block it, then it's like... Right? Terry goes like, oh, OD Rising Tackle. Hang on if I can do this correctly. Block it, I do this basically. And then he ate shit for free. Right? Or even maybe this. Right? Like, if you really wanted to just ruin his shit. Oops. Or... Right? Done deal. Right? Or I imagine, hang on, oh yeah, that'll work. That'll work. So let's do it. Take my time. Take my time here and see if I can get this to come out. Wrong one. Then you do OD. You do OD. You do OD burning kick after that. Yep. Oh, lol. Terry. Oh, lol. Terry whipped an OD rising tackle, and you hit with crouching medium punch as a punish counter. Well, he eats shit. Like, hang on. I'm trying to remember how to turn off turbo on this damn thing. So yeah. Oh, right. We could also just do that, I guess. It's like, hang on. I wonder. Oh. Nope. I forgot how to turn off turbo on this goddamn thing. There we go. It's off now. I turned on turbo on the controller by accident. I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. Okay. Right. Oh no. I can't do the string at all. But it'd be like, okay, no. It's something, you'd have to do something else probably. Because that's like games. Okay, so it does work. Yeah, so you can't do the double kicks all the way, but you could probably, if you want to keep it simple, you could probably do like, and then, so yeah, you got a punish counter you could do. There's probably, like, I know that like does knockback. Yeah, there's probably other stuff that you can do with that, but if you're trying to just keep it like simple and clean, you can probably just do a loop of, especially off of like a punish or something, like a punish counter 2 MP, 2 MP, punish count, like PC 2 MP, 2 HP, drive cancel, do it again, drive cancel, do it again, Thunder Knuckle, Seismic Hammer, or Thunder Knuckle into SA3, done deal. Which is really fucked up. Oh no. Hold on. Yeah, and then he can super cancel. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. This is funny. Can't do it there. You would have to do... Okay, yeah, I see now. I see. It makes sense. When people come back from ad break, I have another revelation. When people come back, I have another revelation that's struck me about how this works. I'm gonna wait till ads are over because I know that ads hit while I wasn't looking. Alright, thanks, Debbie.
Don't have all day. Let's go.
Okay, ad break is over. Alright, so an important thing that I did just figure out while fucking around with Thunder Knuckle. So, the Thunder Knuckle follow-ups are, at least 2 of them are cancelable into Super. However, the thing about Medium Thunder Knuckle, the Medium Thunder Knuckle follow-up is that, like, if you try to cancel the SA3, that shit's gonna whiff. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So, Light Thunder Knuckle follow-up, it works fine, right? Medium Thunder Knuckle follow-up, however, at least on the ground. Let me do this correctly. Wrong one. Yeah, because Medium Thunder Knuckle's follow-up is a knockdown, this shit doesn't work. So if you're trying to, like, do some shit where it's like, alright, lol, Thunder Knuckle into SA3, if you're going to be doing Thunder Knuckle follow-up SA3, you need to do Light Thunder Knuckle. Because Medium, it's not going to work. Heavy is not cancelable.
You can stay down.
OD Thunder Knuckle doesn't knock down, so you can use either one, it doesn't matter. So yeah, basically Viper's a fucking menace. I honest to God, was really and truly not expecting that of all the shit that they would do, the shit that they would do was, yeah, by the way, you can cancel the startup of high jump into any super art that you want. Have fun. Or even like the startup of high jump into whatever fucking special you want. Also, yeah, casual match is going to be full of Viper players. I'm not going to be trying to do any of the really silly shit that I labbed out right now.
Stay out of my
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it simple.
hold still. Stay up.
Well, fair. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's my fault, because I forgot. So yeah, that's the thing that's hard to get used to with Viper. Is that, with her jabs, like, your HP Thunder Knuckle is all you got as far as, like, what makes money after that. So you kinda, you gotta commit. Oh yeah, that's fair. Ooh, good perfect parry. Like, if you're gonna quit, then just press the quit button. Don't make me wait. Come on. That's gross. Like, I don't mind it. Even if you don't... Casual matches, whatever. People are not gonna run the set. That's fine. But, like, if you're gonna... If you're like, I don't want to run the set casual, just, like, just... If you're gonna already hover over it, just press the button. Like, why are you doing this to me? Ooh, yeah, that was a great perfect parry. I respect that. No. I normally don't get got by that. Stop that. No. Stop doing that. That was a better call on their part to do it and then teleport in front. Like, teleport, basically, for as long as Dalsum has been able to do, like, fireball setups. Yeah, for as long as Dalsum has been able to do that, the answer is usually, if the person persists in doing it, just fucking jab them. Usually. If they're doing it from, like, really high up, then you want to jump, if they don't already have the air covered in some way. Yeah, like in that situation, right, if I'd been awake enough, a jab would have checked him because he wasn't high enough. In that case, though, yeah, see, like that is ideally the way that the sim wants to do it, where like if you're blocking the fireball, you don't have the opportunity to then jab him. Ooh, that was good. Stop it! Yeah, as you can see, like, there we go. Yeah, that's fair. Like, basically, this is the way that, like, most matches go against Dalsim. Either you understand the specific brand of, like, sim bullshit that Dalsim is doing, or you don't. That's fair. So that does not give enough time to do that. Yeah, there you go. Much better. Right. I wonder if counter hit. I gotta check that. Counter hit 2 MP if it has enough time to like do heavy punch afterward would be interesting. Stop it. Nah, I jumped. I got hit. That's my fault. So yeah, you notice that like when I'm moderately more attentive, I can just like jab sim out of the LOL Fireball teleport games. Like that. Which is why like the sim needs to stop doing that. Or at least if they're gonna do it, they need to be like choosing different teleport angles the way that they did there. Keeps me honest. Yeah, good call. And then, yep, flame. Yeah, so the main thing is that, like, as strange a matchup as Dalsim is, usually trying to pursue him to the air is where you wind up having trouble. Oops. But yeah, examples of how you can of how the trajectory change of burning kick against like Sim. It's a little bit trickier because you know he's got Yoga Arch and things like that to like actually like change that. So yeah, like the teleport behind works as an option if... Oops, too far out. So yeah, like the teleport behind as Sim and drop behind somebody option does work if you
Playtime's over.
Inferno. So yeah, like Sim doing the high teleport behind you and then like chopping you in the head or whatever, it works and it's not a bad strategy. But the problem is that like if people begin to anticipate it and you're not using like yoga, like you're not using your fireball as Dawson for cover, then people will do stuff like that. Also, the thing is that because Sim has such a floaty jump arc, if you anticipate it and you manage to like pop him with like a jumping medium punch, then you know Viper gets free burning kick for Oki and stuff like that. No. So yeah, you see what I mean? Like, if you become too predictable as Dawson with the teleports and you're not using fireballs to like force the player to force the opponent to make a decision, you know. Yeah, that was safe on Sim's part because the dive kick hit really low. He's a little like Blanca in the way that he's he's being unpredictable. Yes. Yes. Like, and the main difference is that unlike Blanca, he doesn't have to go all in or all out to be unpredictable. Oops. Yeah. Stop doing that. Like, there was not a bad call to do it directly, to teleport directly behind me and stay on the ground instead of going to the air. Yeah, see, like, stop it. Like he. Nope. Why'd you do that?
Decouple all limiters.
Like. Honestly, their option there was to not press anything. Because if they'd thrown a regular Yoga Fire, I would have punched them right in the shit anyway. Stop it! Yeah, that wasn't ideal. Yeah, I didn't have the plus frames to like try to low crush with the overhead. I didn't want to do the overhead anyway. It wasn't what I was trying to do. But I messed up the input.
Decouple all limiters. I don't do overtime.
That was a little too ham. Because I still have too much of the round left. But, you know, stop. I was trying to, the one time I actually intended to, like, actually feint it. Nah. You pressed the button. Like, I saw that. I was like, you pressed the button. Nope.
Hold still.
I need to be careful about that. I keep telling you. Yeah, that was a better one. But no, stop doing that. The main thing about the high teleports, if Dawson keeps doing it and doesn't like successfully remember to like cross me up every now and again, even when he does, like that shit happens. Too short. Oops. I got burning kick instead of the thing I wanted. Yep. So yeah, Dawson still has really good options for like, you know... Actually, wait, is Viper... Oh. Okay. I didn't notice that, but that is a good thing to know. Her neutral... Stop! Nah, that's my fault. Basically, the thing about Dhalsim is that he also has to be very good at using Drive Impact because it's one of the best defensive tools that he has. Stop that. Another flame. Yep. Stop it. The reason why I'm able to keep jabbing the sim, part of it is reaction time stuff. Part of it is because they keep doing the shit. They keep presenting that option, and so in most situations where I'm guessing, if I make the guess and I'm paying attention to roughly where I think it's going to come out, that's more or less why I've been able to get like the punishes most of the time. Not always, but enough of the time. That feels even more impressive, honestly. Thank you. I do what I can. See, like, it's because Sim presented that way too often. So it's like, okay, like, they do mix it up sometimes and like, see? Well, having the OD fireball there was a good coverage option. Yeah, now I'm getting impatient, and it's gonna get me fucked up, and I need to stop doing that. That's not safe. Yeah, and even if that's like -5 on my part, from all the way out there, ain't shit he can do about it. Oops. All right, I'm getting a little reckless now. Stop that.
Hold still.
Yeah, good. Yeah, see? That's better. As is that. Right? The more that they give me reason to question where they're going to land, right? Or what side they're going to be on, the less easy it is for me to like actively just like stuff whatever it is they're gonna do. Oops. Stop it! You were doing so good, and then you did it again. Why? No! Like, stop presenting that option to me for a while. Do something else. Like, keep doing, like, the sways or the teleport to only be in front a little bit more. And stop doing the back ones. Stop it.
This won't hurt. Hold still.
I meant to do the Thunder Knuckle feint there, but I messed up and got the actual input instead. Thank you. No. Yeah, I think probably like feeling the way that I do about like certain inputs and stuff that I'm doing with Viper. I feel like I'm probably going to be like solidly like an average as fuck, but well, not like probably an average as fuck Viper player. Probably thinking about it.
Playtime's over.
And it's not like me trying to like be like law modest or anything. Just in terms of like the specific like, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to dash cancel that. So yeah, see, even I fuck up dash cancels. Stop.
Eat it. Pull your jets.
Yeah, like for example, if I was like trying to like there we go, good enough. I've been trying to be very careful about when I use seismic hammer because Sim has float, so it's one of those things where like, you know, that's still safe though. Oh no. Yeah, OD burning kick would have killed there. I messed it up. These things happen. Like, after that seismic hammer, OD burning kick would have killed for sure. Because the knee strike would have hit him going up. Inferno! Yeah, see, that's a little bit better. Or if you, yeah, right. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, if you're gonna do the backward teleport, also consider, like, what angle you're doing it at. I messed up the meaty timing. Or what height, rather. Because higher up, I can't just, like, jab sim out of it. I have to, like, commit to, like a neutral jump option or something to try to, like, actually stuff it if I'm gonna do that. Like that, right? I hesitated and I messed up the input. Fine now, because I have the life advantage. Like, whatever. Fine. Like... Yeah, too high up, bud. Yep, fair.
Hold still.
Hey Cosmic, how you doing?
You're in for
Oh, that does not reach far enough. I got cooked. Not as cooked as him though. How's the fisticuffs going? Really good. Crimson Viper is a wonderful character who is full of so much bullshit that I will probably never be able to do, but it's okay. I'm going to enjoy the bullshit that I can.
cool your jets.
Stop.
Playtime's over.
Yeah, good. Yoga. Infer. Unfortunately for you, Yoga Flame is not plus like that, but you can't do that. I don't think you can anyway. I don't think Yoga Flame is plus like that. If I'm spreading misinformation, then oops. Feeling a lot better since something my antihistamine seems to be.
Hold still. Cool your jets.
Yeah, good. Unfortunate though.
As expected.
That's a lot of damage. Yeah, good use of the yoga arch there. Good. No. No. And that's the reason why they've been doing that, because, like, again, like, if you guess correctly, It works, but you have to guess correctly.
Hold still.
Ah, burning kick again would have done it. But yeah, still not 100% since January. ENTs think it's allergies, but I'm unconvinced. I hope you are able to figure out what it is soon, though.
Cool your jets. See ya.
Okay, you're good. I was about to say, this sim has not struck me as the type of person who's like, who would get salty and just walk away mid-set, so I didn't have enough meter for Super Art 1, or that would have been funny. Yeah, good call. I meant to do Heavy Thunder Knuckle and forgot. And that's why I have not been... I should present that a little bit less. Because probably if Sim can avoid that with a float, then that means that like somebody can jump it and avoid it. Flame Yoga Inferno. There you go, you're getting it now. Yeah, it's my fault. I didn't need to do that. I did not need to. Not mean to, but I did not need to be weak. Yo. Damn it! I messed up the... Other than that, it's celebrating my birthday earlier this week, 34 now, and trying out a bunch of demos. Welcome to the 34 Club. I'm also in that. Albeit mine was at the start of the month. Yoga, yoga, yoga. Yeah, see, now is the appropriate time to like be doing the funny teleport tricks, except for there. Except for there.
You're in for a shock.
Yeah, see, there it makes sense because,
Hold still.
there you go. See, that's the main problem. Mostly because I keep... The thing is that in anticipation of the teleport, I keep walking backward in order to avoid getting caught by it. And that's the thing that's sort of getting Dawson fucked up, as far as like why I keep seeming to be able to like just like loll around the teleports a little bit whenever he tries it. It's like because I'm already walking, so that messes up the spacing a little. Fuck. Yeah, fair. Why'd you do that? Why did you throw the yoga arch right there? Why did you do that? Why? Why did you do that? No, that was like the worst idea. Because there was no, like, the recovery time was really long, and I had Super Art 3. That was a really, really bad decision on their part. Stop that. I messed up the burning kick. But like a burning kick right there would have done it. And done deal. Good throw. That's right. You don't need to teleport. You can just chill and do that. Just be careful about those drills, though. There you go. I was thinking about trying to get a focus force in there, but it does take a little bit of time to start out. So nope. Gotta watch those drills, bud. And I need to be careful about those high jumps, because if I fuck up and I keep doing those high jumps when I don't want to. Oh shit. That was cold. I need to check my phone real quick. Normally, this is the time of night that my mom calls me for something. And I feel like I might have missed her calling me. So I need to check that. Give me 1 second. Whoa. Huh. She didn't. That's a surprise. Alright, well. Her loss. Okay, I'm curious about something, so I'm gonna go check a thing real quick. Because we're almost at 3 hours. So I need to check something real quick before I forget. Regular counter hit. Yeah, no, it's alright, yeah. That combo is literally either punish counter or drive rush only. I'm gonna have to remember that. That's gonna be difficult to remember. I'm gonna give Sagat the Scoffy. Alright. This should be interesting because Sagat limbs big. Yeah, fair.
As expected. Cool your jets. See ya.
Round two. Fight.
Yeah, that's fair. I did not respond in time. That time I did, though.
You're in for a shock.
There we go. So yeah, this is a modern Sagat, so the thing I have to be careful of is mostly getting jump scared by attempting to jump in on them and getting hit by a tiger uppercut. Oops, that's fair. But you threw me out of the corner, tiger, tiger. Nope, that's punishable. Yep, I should be dead here. Yeah, like, let it rip with Tiger Rage and I'm dead pretty much, because that does the most damage at the follow-ups. No reason to do anything else. Hidden weapons. Utterly devoid of warrior spirit. Yeah, Scott.
Hold still.
I need to be careful about that.
Playtime's over.
Ooh! Oh! That's unfortunate. Yeah, no, I got hit by that. It's fine. Now, whatever. Like, I've got the health advantage. I don't need to rush. I'm gonna have to work on those Thunder Knuckle Damn. Okay. I know it's casual match, so I'm not as upset about it. But imagine you get the one, somebody ties you, you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm Gucci. It's like, yo, nah. Like, it's casual match, so I'm not. If it was ranked, I'd be more upset. But like ranked, imagine. It's like you get them in the first round. You eat a perfect in the run back, and then it's like, all right, now I'm good. Like, all right.
Stay out of my business.
Yeah, oh, right. Yeah, Focus Force does not do shit against Sonic Frost type projectiles, because I made God spend more, so that's better for me. Oh, right. So an important thing to note about God.
Hold still.
If Guile is already holding down or whatever, and you try to cross him up, and he's already starting to like charge, and he's already starting to charge a flash kick, you cannot force Guile to drop the flash kick. If he's already charging a flash kick and you try to cross him up with a jump, doesn't matter. All he has to do, if he's already been holding down charge, is do up and the kick, and you eat shit. So it is very difficult to actually cross up a Guile player, because if he's already charging for the somersault kick, you get fucked.
Cool your jets. Hold still.
Final round. Fight.
Yeah, that knee was like plus as fuck. I didn't get punished by the grace of God, basically. And I need to chill out. I'm running low on drive. Oops. I probably still, if I was like on it like that, I still could have converted that into a super with the right inputs, but I was really trying to do like crouching heavy punch into seismic for SA3, and I fucked it up.
Hold still.
Because the thing I keep forgetting is that with seismic, I can literally directly cancel it into SA3, and I need to stop hesitating if I'm gonna do that. Oops. I went a little too ham. Yep, there's OD, flash kick. I still have life advantage for all that I'm in burnout, so if I don't do any fuckery, I'm fine.
Hold still.
There we go. So yeah, the main thing is that like Focus Force,
A B plus for us.
again, Focus Force is useless against things that hit multiple times. So like if Guile puts out a fireball, oh, whoops. Yeah, I deserve that. I was trying to be cute with like a high jump cancel, and I got my shit pushed in for it.
Right here.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have had any cancel or anything to do either, so that's like, Yep, perfect. Ooh, you tried it. I respect it.
Viper wins. Round one. Fight.
Cool your jets.
Yeah, good punish. Mm. Ooh. Yeah, if I could have responded correctly, that would have been funny.
Cool your jets.
Ooh! Ah, you tried it! Nah, bud. That's safe. Yeah. Ooh. Not what I meant to do, but we'll take that. Yeah, there's the flash kick. Yep, fair. Yeah, I deserve that. That's fair. I was trying to be cute there, and I got my shit punched in, and I deserved it. Oh, unfortunate.
Cool your jets.
Oops. Alright, good. That's good to know. Yeah, good throw.
Hold still. See ya. Cool your jets.
I like how by making a quick super combos all require high jump cancels to really. Yeah. And even stuff where it's like, oh, you can use seismic hammer and just do a normal link into limit decoupler. You feel that. Yeah, no, I shouldn't have done that. The next time I do that, I might get counter DI'd. I need to be careful about that. If I'd been closer, that would have worked. Maybe. Maybe. I didn't have the resources. I didn't want to push it. Like, I would have been able to like link a normal limit decoupler after that, but I didn't have the meter. Oh, that hurts. Oh. Yeah, I pushed too hard, and now I am burnt out. Oh! That's fair. I deserve that. Oh. Yeah. Like, actually attempting to do stuff like...
As expected. Time for
I wanted to paint that.
cool your jets.
I wanted to paint that. When I did that seismic hammer after that knockdown, I wanted to paint it. Just to fuck with him a little bit, but I messed it up. Ooh, yeah, that's fair.
As expected. Hold still. See ya. Eat it.
Yep. There we go. No!
Round one. Fight.
You're done.
Oops. Yeah, I gotta be careful about that.
Cool your jets.
Okay, yeah, so that's not a guaranteed in. That's good to know. Yep. So that's the thing, right? Like, with certain Guile players, if you out-Guile them like that, where you're just being just as patient, and you get them jittery, and they make a mistake... Ooh. I would have been able to punish that if I'd been awake.
Cool your jets.
Oops. I wanted to do limit decoupler again, but I messed up the input. I did it a little too fast.
Hold still.
And that's why I haven't been presenting Burning Kick very often, specifically to be able to do things like that, where I can present it then and use it as like that kind of lever, and then I don't present it again for a little while, if at all. But I gotta be careful because I gave up a little bit too much ground. Whoa, whoa, buddy. Hey, chill out a little. Like, come on, white man, you need to relax a little. White man can jump apparently only if he's kicking something. Hey, Sabira. Let's see. Or if he's jumping the gun. Yeah. How's your viping going? Pretty good. Ah. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely not full screen. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Oh!
Hold still.
Oh, that's fair. Yep. I got fucked up and I ate the overhead. That's fair. Alright, Kyle. Let's see what you got. Get on the back roll. Oh.
Cool your jets. Eat it.
Let him push me over. Yep, that's my fault because I tried to jump out. Oh! God. If he'd been more awake, that would have destroyed me. I hope this kills. I would really like this to kill. Ah, damn it! There we go. He wasn't waking up for that, though. Alright, can't do that.
Hold still.
Yeah, that knee is plus as fuck. Yeah, I guess parry is a pretty good answer to that. If you don't want to have to try to get...
As expected.
Round two. Fight.
Oh, jazz like jackrabbit. Oh, I hate that I just now got that. Yep, flash kick. Jazz Jackrabbit is a character from an old epic, like as in like Fortnite and Unreal Epic before they basically became in the days when they were epic mega games. Jazz Jackrabbit was basically a platforming rabbit character that had a gun. Yeah. But not in like a lol edgy kind of way, but like a goofy cartoon sort of way. Jazz Jackrabbit was pretty cool. His younger brother has a name that unfortunately does not pass S&P today. But you know.
Hold still. Cool your jets.
Which I enjoy because he's a rabbit specifically. I was like, he's a rabbit, that makes sense. Yeah. Ooh, I got over the sweep, but I gotta be careful. Thank you so much for the resub, Squishy. Appreciate it. Sorry, I'm fighting for my life for a second because it's Guile, so I have to not be too. I have to be not too silly, or Guile will just punch me in my face because it's Guile. He does that. That's fair. Did he just walk up slowly and throw me? He really did. He really did, though. Flash kick. That's fair. Yep, good throw. Ooh! Now, damn it! Of all the times for that to come out instead of fucking super, I mashed the input too hard, and that's why that came out. Why? Unfortunately, though, Guile's the one that fucked up and went out. Alright, 8-0. And it is 11-13. So, you know, that is fair.mp4. Because it is... Yeah, we have time. I don't mind. We can sit down and chill. I think it's a little late, so I'm probably not going to go raid anybody. Because I have a thing that I would like to do before bed. So I don't want to go... I'm not going to try to go find somebody to raid. So yeah, you got time. I'm going to let my hands cool off a little bit and start cleaning things up. So yeah, I really like Crimson Viper. I will be honest. And before anybody tries to come for my neck, I am just being upfront here. I am scrubby as fuck when it comes to Viper. I do not think that my Viper will rise up above mid-tier in the overall. But she's fun. It's just that like my hands only have but like so much that they can bear, and she takes a lot of work. A thing I am learning: the importance of feel while playing. Yeah, like getting an input right during this week during practice. Like, oh, my thumb needs to land here for this move to come out consistently. Yes. We were talking about muscle memory earlier, Sin. I don't know if you were actively present for that, but yes. When you have that moment where your brain is like, oh, this is what that input feels like. Very much a moment that I had on stream here. To a lesser extent, I didn't verbalize it, but like with Viper specifically, once I understood specifically the feeling of, oh, this is how you do her high jump Kara cancels. Like, I have to move the stick this way, or I can move it this way when I'm doing this move to get this move to come out. Oh, all right. Yeah. So I want Sin to finish their thought, though. It was a 236/214 move. My thumb hits the 2 straight on and only gets the move I want like 40% of the time. Yeah. My thumb, when placed just a bit behind the 2, 70% of the time. Like, what? Yeah. And I can do some moves easier on stick and some easier on the. Yeah. A lot of the time, it also comes down to the input device that you're using, right? Depending on the input device, it may be that, like, yeah, if you put it a little bit behind the 2, especially if for whatever reason that controller may have like a slight bias. If you're using a controller, I should be specific. If you're using a controller and you're using the analog stick, right? Yeah, it could be that, especially with an analog stick controller, putting it a little bit behind the 2, make sure that like you get maybe a little bit of 1 in there also, so that it goes like 1, 2, 3, 6, which is still valid. But the 1 being mixed in with the 2 for that period of time might let it roll a little bit. My input device is an Xbox, right? Yeah. It's fair. Also, thank you for streaming. This is a lot of fun, and you're brand new from at the character, but aside from that, you're better with some characters than others, and that's okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's wild how many small things have a big impact on how consistently stuff happens, and that's wild. Yep. This is why, like earlier, Cat Wizard was asking me, hey, Eshe, how do I do better at doing dash inputs? And I'm like, the trick mostly is that you want to start slow, right? Just do the dash input slowly. It doesn't come out, that's fine. Do it a little bit faster, a little bit faster, then a little bit faster. And once you find the speed at which it comes out, practice it at that speed that's a little bit slower for a little while until you get the feeling of it. Once you have the feeling of it, you just kind of keep coming back to it and coming back to it and coming back to it over the course of days, weeks, months. And what happens is, as the muscle memory sinks in and as you give your brain time to rest, yeah, specifically on a fight stick, yes. And as you give your brain time to rest, absorb the muscle memory input, and then go back to it again, it starts coming out faster, right? Like, for my case, right, I guarantee you that if I actually sit down and put a little bit of attention into if I sit down and put a little bit more attention into calming down my inputs a little bit after seismics, right? So like seismic hammer into SA3. The thing is that, like, with Viper in particular, because the first hit of seismic hammer is cancelable into SA3, or the only hit of it is, right? If your inputs are clean, you can just do it, buffer the SA3, done deal, right? Similarly with Viper, right? You can do seismic hammer, buffer SA1. You can either high jump, cancel SA1, or just do it as a normal link. And the only difference, if you have clean inputs, the only difference is how fast you input it. And that's going to be the thing that I think, speaking to the thing that Sin is talking about, for Viper players going forward from here, Viper players in Street Fighter 6, the precision of their inputs and the speed of their inputs will be what makes or breaks them. Because in situations where you really do not want to spend drive rush where you do not want to spend drive gauge by doing an accidental high jump cancel, you have to be clean about your inputs. right? Because again, not every special move that Viper has is high jump cancelable, but almost all of her normals are. So it's one of those things where if you're sloppy with your normals, you will fuck up and you will do a high jump cancel when you didn't want one. And as you were watching that matchup against Guile, that is not always to your advantage, right? But yeah, learning how to take your time with inputs, it doesn't look like it, but sometimes I have a hard time with like reminding myself to go back to basics, take my time with these things too. So yeah, y'all are not alone on that front. So we're not going to raid out tonight because, I wanted to sort of just spend the time. Well, I feel a type of way because on the one hand, yeah, now I'm too tired to go figure out who to go hang out with, I think. So we're probably just going to call it here because I also have a thing that I need to get done that I should have done earlier today and I didn't do it, and now I have to do it now, or at least now adjacent because I have errands to run tomorrow and I can't be asked to do it when I come back. So I appreciate y'all coming by and hanging out. Current plans for stream. So with the way things are currently, thank you, Cat Wizard. With the way things are currently, in November, it is highly likely that I am probably going to start shifting stream hours on Wednesday and Friday to maybe 7 to 10 instead of 6 to 9, just so that I have, without getting into too much detail, I've been picking up work shifts for Shoot Lancer, so I'm not getting paid obviously, but I've been doing more work with the team on Shoot Lancer on Wednesdays and Fridays now, and that requires a little bit more transit time for me in certain aspects, and that cuts into stream time when I'm not careful. So I'm thinking that maybe in November I push stream time to 7, because even if I leave there at like 5 o'clock, coming back from where I usually go to work with the team, even at like dead 5 o'clock, I'll still only get back by like 6 something. So I'm debating pushing stream start to like 7 to 10 for both Wednesday and Friday, just to kind of accommodate that, give myself space to breathe and a little bit of extra time to like stay late if I need to for whatever reason. But we'll see. That is not a certain thing. I would rather do that in November. We'll talk about that. Other things that are happening in November, probably sometime in November, again, not like the first week of November or anything, but probably sometime in November is when we will have our move back over to Discord well in advance of the Gilded closing down. I will be attempting to figure out how to back up the Gilded and get all that going. Roblox has purportedly told us that there is a backup tool in the works to preserve all of that data, and I intend to do that or otherwise do whatever is needed to keep that. But sometime in November, the Discord will be back open again. So yeah. Anyway, I say all that to say, this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, more Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition is on the table. Wednesday, probably at 6, but I would not be surprised if Wednesday and Friday I have to shift stream time again, so be aware of that. Wednesday and Friday, ideally at 6, probably closer to 7, will be game dev stream stuff. Wednesday we may have to see, because the thing is that as we are getting more work done with Shoot Lancer, there is more of a, I gotta let us cook a little bit more before I show y'all stuff sort of feeling going on. So we'll see about Wednesday. Wednesday, I may cancel again, I may not. It depends on how certain things come together. Friday, though, we probably have stream. Again, unless something comes up. Maybe we'll do more Viper next week, Friday, I think. Because I am enjoying her. I am enjoying my time with her. We'll probably keep doing casual matches because I think unless I start feeling really confident about the way that I have control over her, I don't think I'm gonna rank Viper. I ranked Cammy, and I ranked Elena because I really feel like I get their game plans a lot. Viper, I'm sort of beginning to put it together, but it feels a lot like it will be a while, if at all, before I am willing to like put a wager on, yeah, I could play Viper in ranked. I think. So I'm probably going to be grinding casual matches with her for a while, and maybe I might rank her, but not sure. The next person I think I would want to try to take the rank is maybe like Ingrid, when she releases. And Ingrid's like the last character to release on the character pass, so that's not for a while. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Stay safe. Wear a mask if you go outside. Please wash your hands. Be excellent to each other, but not the bigots, racists, TERFs, sexists, anti-queer folks, or fascists. Honestly, I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to remind myself of that too, because the ranked grind is not the only thing. The ranked grind is not the only thing that matters, and I'm trying to remind myself of that. Black Lives Matter. Trans rights are human rights. Reproductive rights are human rights. Palestine, Sudan, the Congo, New Caledonia, and Haiti must all be free. None of us are free till we're all free. Look out for each other. Take care of each other in the ways that you can. Before I forget, links to find me, stuff is all over here. If you want to know more about Munity, which is the game dev studio co-op that I am one of the co-founders of, and the team that I'm working with to create Shootlancer, there are links. You can support us on Patreon if you would like to. You can support me on Ko-Fi. I prefer that over Twitch subs because I keep more money out of Ko-Fi anyway. Throne is good for anonymous gift giving. There was a person who got me something else from my Throne recently that I will be excited to show y'all, even though I am missing the other half of it. When it arrives, I will show y'all what's what. If I ever get the other half, that will be even better. But the other half is kind of expensive, so I understand if that doesn't get sorted out anytime soon, you know? So, all that stuff. Again, you can expect a link to the Discord sometime in November is the plan. The other Discord / Guilded alternative that I was looking at, they need some more time to bake. I think that they will do fine, but they are a much smaller team, and I need something that is relatively stable for the game. As much as Discord makes me grit my teeth. So, thank y'all. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night. I will catch you either for like Kamen Rider and stuff tomorrow, or Stream on Sunday, or next week, whenever that is. Take care. Till next time. Deuce. Damn it. I forgot that my Steam Deck isn't working. Okay, for real though, later.